This weekend we're on another World War II heritage hunt. We're going to be visiting the villages of Ashurst and Calmore, a bit of Ealing, and then the larger populated place of Totton. Watch till the end of the video though, because what we're going to do is actually visit an old air raid shelter in someone's garden. Right now we're visiting two sites we believe are in Ashurst. One is a little bit off the beaten track. We're going to see if we can find that one first. And then the next one, it's a larger civic air raid shelter. So let's go see how we get on. So we're now in the Ealing and Totton section of our explore today. I'm just currently in the St Mary's churchyard where, according to records, there's 21 servicemen were buried from the Second World War. There were 2,000 bombs dropped on Southampton during the war approximately. Many of those would have probably landed in the Totton and Ealing areas, and in fact there are stories online from people who actually remember 2 bombs hitting the Ealing area. A couple of people died in Totton. I'll put some of those stories in the links below. But as far as air raid shelters go, there are actually quite a few, but they are in private gardens, particularly in this Ealing part that we're in now. So I'll just overlay some photos of what those have looked like in the past, because we don't really want to invade the privacy of those gardens and those people who own them. We're now in the busier part of Totton. You can see the main road up ahead. There are multiple air raid shelters in the Totton area. Most of them are in private gardens, so we can't see them, with the exception of that one we're going to see at some point in the video in our friend's garden. There's an old surface air raid shelter just around the corner here. We'll go and check that out in a sec. There's also some evidence of where some old Anderson shelters would have been buried as well. I've heard a rumour that there might be a community initiative at some point to see if those Anderson shelters can be uncovered. But first off, this is the air raid shelter. Apparently there's a hole around the back. We're going to go and have a quick check. looks like someone's been sleeping in here, so out of respect to the homeless person, I don't think I'm going to go any further. But as you can see, it had a toilet section, and that's what it looks like inside. Right, let's come out here. Do you want to have a quick look? No? Good boy. Now, believe it or not, these mounds that you're looking at the moment just behind me, these are said to be Anderson air raid shelters that have been buried. From what I hear, they might be uncovered at some point in the near future. We're now just on our way to someone's house that we know, because they've given us kind permission to check out an air raid shelter in their garden, which has been there obviously since the 1940s, so pretty rare. But let's go check it out. So, we're in an air raid shelter. I think it's called a concrete Anderson shelter, I'm not exactly sure. But you can imagine it would have given them some great protection from any flying debris. If their house had been hit, you could probably hear the echo. And how deep would you say is it? What is that, 3 feet deep into the ground?
I see a giant spider.
Yeah, there's giant spiders in here as well. But obviously the Anderson shelters, as I said, were buried earlier. They were all ones with the corrugated roof on, but they would have been dug down this deep. So it'd be really interesting to see if those ones in Totton are excavated, if there's anything actually in them. Right, should we go?
Yep.
Now outside Testwood School in Totton. It's got a really interesting history as far as the war goes. It was built in 1939 but didn't actually get the opportunity to open as a school because it was commandeered by the Home Office for the war effort or the great threat that was coming. It was used as National Fire Service headquarters, and they were the team responsible for putting out fires during the war from bombs, particularly in Southampton. Plus, teams of Canadian volunteers even worked here, and one of them actually died helping to put out some bombs in Southampton, and his body was put on display in the gym for people to come and pay their respects at some point.